First of all, the suggested this mic because it's sound that you can feel that not sit so say someone asked before in the view that let's go on a demonstration on March for stop stop about, let's say, stop drugs or stop something and or stop the war. And she said, no, I don't want to join. So people were shocked to say, hey, how come, Mother Teresa? Rephrase it a little bit, but basically what all boils down is that she says then I will march if there is for peace. So the reason is because your mind doesn't know the difference between reality and what you don't want. So one example that I like to give is, for example, people say, if I say to you, don't think about the blue elephant, right? In your mind, what is the opposite of blue? You don't know. So you see a blue elephant and then maybe a cross around it or anything, right? So if I say don't think about a white elephant, you might maybe think about a black elephant because then your mind switch quickly to the opposite side. But in reality, what I want to say is that what you focus on expand. So I know these things in the world that's bothering people about the livelihood will affect, of course. It will affect a lot of people, especially now here in Asia, and what to do about it because most of them need to work from home or try to find an alternative. Yeah. All right. So the positive side of the world is that we all have to really use our mind to direct to peace because all of us affect every one of us. Okay. So don't think that you don't matter. I like about this guy, Professor Zhang, although he's not a professor, I like to call him also Professor Zhang. And he said also, you do matter. So look at one of the videos that I posted, and there was an interviewer asking him about, why you voice out, are you not afraid of those, and those people that go after him? And he said no, because the most important thing is you do matter. It's very important. That means that you always need to voice out if you think that there is something that's bothering you. Okay, so you don't let it consume you. Sometimes it hurts, and sometimes truth really hurts, and that's the reason why most of people don't want to know the truth. They just want to live in their own bubble. That's very sad. Okay, how to be positive or optimistic? There is many ways. Of course, you can nowadays ask AI, ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Google AI or whatever. But the problem is that we all use too much time or we spend too much time on the phone. So we have to go back to basic. Basically, when you wake up, don't touch your phone. Yeah, it sounds weird, but then you say, how comes then I put alarm? Use an old alarm clock, because when you use an old alarm clock, that means when you don't use your phone, you have always notifications popping up, right? Of course, another alternative is if you don't have the old alarm close all your notification, shut it down, so that when once you wake up, you don't have that notification about someone's asking you a question or an email popped up or whatever, so that your mind is clear. Okay, the clearance of the mind is very important. So empty your mind is one of the ways to do that in the morning. Is when you wake up freshly, you go to the toilet, you don't bring your phone. And also, after you're done with your breakfast or your morning exercise, you still don't use your phone after an hour or something like that. And then, and if you commute, then also don't use your phone when you're in a train or bus or whatever transport you use to go to your office or something. Just use a book so that you control your time. Because many people are being distracted by the phone. It is a very big disease. I call it disease, or you can say a bad habit, but it's really a disease because, first of all, you waste a lot of time. Second of all, it's a blue screen, and there's so many negative things about this phone stuff. So if you try to minimize it as much as you can, and also before you go to sleep, put your phone away. How to do that is, for example, not to put in your room. Yeah, bring a book in your room or bring something that that can clear your mind, meditate. It's very important before you go to sleep also, and when you wake up, then you don't get distracted by all those negative news. By the way, in Dutch we say geen news is good news. That means that no news is good news, because most of the time news are very negative, and that's the reason why it's better to stick to yourself. It's not egoistic, by the way. It's just really self-love. Because people always say, "Yeah, that person doesn't love me or anything." I always say, "Do you love yourself first?" Many people want the outer people or outer world to change first before the inner world change. It doesn't work like that, you know. And that's the reason why a lot of relationship breakout is because people don't care about themselves, don't love themselves by wasting too much time on the phone or by neglecting, by giving. This is what I want to say. So this is one of the other topic that bothers a lot of people. And I want to say we have to direct our mind to peace, then there will eventually have a ripple effect to our leaders in the world to, come to ground and to work together on this peace program in the world. And we really, because without that destruction is always in our mind. The human mind, that's the problem that we all face in the every day. We have to. That's why I call it master your mind daily. Because once you don't master it, you let your mind mastering you. What I mean about it is just imagine that you have uh, a garden, right? If you don't cultivate your garden, meaning that if you don't take care of your garden, what happens? Weeds will grow. Exactly the same with your mind. And we always cultivate our skin, our hair, how we look like, and eventually it will change, of course. But we take care of that more than we take care of what's inside of us. So how to take care of yourself inside is reading, like I said, no distraction about your phone, and getting yourself detox, and detox also from internal, how to, for example, no smoking, no drinking, all those other bad stuff we know is bad, and then people say once in a while still drink or still smoke. Don't do that if you can, or try to reduce it and slowly, totally, you know, zero. I haven't drank for 2 years, and I mean it, not even a drop of alcohol, zero. And that is because when I was 2 years younger, I'm not a drinker, but I just say occasionally every weekend, twice a week, and go out with friends or family and etc. And then or at home, they drink a little bit after the kids are asleep. But then one day when I have no one to help me and have to take care of my kid, then you were crying and so on. I thought, okay, now I have to go and take care. And suddenly I smell alcohol myself. And the kid was like, ew, you smell alcohol. Blah, go away. And that was my realization. That's what I like about one of my favorite motivational speaker, Jim Rohn, says that welcome all experience because you never know which one will alter your life, and that one has altered my life. So no matter how expensive the alcohol people give it to me, the wines, the whiskeys, whatever, I don't take it. Or if they really drop it out and go away, I'll give it away for free or like dump it somewhere. I don't sell it. Yeah, just give it away. Because the good thing is that you have to also surround your environment with the things that are good. Let me repeat. Your environment is very important. So let's say if you have home with a lot of fruits and vegetables, and then your kids and yourself, you have to be the example also. And then you have no like candies or chips or anything like drinks, alcohol. I was really curious also. I went to a friend and the first time, and then her house was full of alcohol, and then she says, "Try to stop alcohol, but keep drinking." I said, "Look at you, your house is full with bottles of alcohol." And she said, "Yeah, but those I get it for free during Christmas time, and I don't want to waste it. It's so expensive." And I said, "Girl, if you really, really want it to be alcohol free, doesn't matter how much it costs, just give it away." Yeah. It's so simple. The thing is also the one thing that I want to drop before I forget is someone really, I forgot who it was, that says that you have to empty the space for make some room for something that you desire. So let's say a lot of people long time ago said, "Oh yeah, I like to have uh, beautiful curtains," but these curtains were so expensive. I got it from my mother or whatever, and then they really hated it, but they don't want to get rid of it. Then they say, "I know next time, next year, yeah, maybe in the summer I'll change it." And after the summer is gone, they say, "Hey, how comes the curtain is still there?" "Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time." And then, people always use that excuses, right? So you have to empty the room that you desire, meaning that get rid of the curtain now. And you say, "No, the people, it's empty." And that's the reason. Because once you get rid of the curtain, you empty the space for something good that you want, right? So then you go outside and buy your curtains. The same thing goes with everything. With sofa, something furniture, get rid of it. Design. So that's why you have to. So, so exactly where it was, and when you walk inside, in on top of the door was written about know thyself. you know, and most of people know the negative part of themselves, but they don't know the positive side. And I don't blame them. Just because this world we're living on is really a negative world, and we have to try to make it positive. That's why we are here. But the thing about know thyself is will always change, and no one can tell you who you are. You know who you are. You can look at some of my videos that I posted previously on some before when I started this YouTube channel. It's basically that saying that you're not this body, you know, this body always change from baby until now. You can see all the pictures of your lifetime. Also, is you're not your name. It's just some it's not because So so, also be child again doesn't mean that you have to be childish, meaning that you have to, stop all those preconceived ideas about those assumptions that you have, personal or religious or religion. Once you drop all those preconceptions, start seeing what's it. So this is our don't let it's not something that is bothering me, meaning that there's something the universe is asking you to solve it because they come to you and only you knows about it. I like about Les Brown. He's a phenomenal friend. And I like about him to Holland, Amsterdam. I met him in person. Phenomenal guy. I highly recommend you to listen to his stuff. He's phenomenal. Did you know? Subscribe. Even till this day, what I like about his mental care is opportunities that become success. Those are the